the Brown boys, the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys. Because everybody mad at Malika Andrews. I don't know why. I told y'all a long time ago I would never, because everybody going off the prettiness of a woman. Talking about, oh, she pretty, oh, she this. I can listen to what somebody say and they can become ugly to me. And everything about her says, in my opinion, that she thinks she's better than black men, that black men are not good enough for her caliber. I told you it's a class thing. Although she's a mixed woman, she's very attractive. She look at black men, in my opinion, as lower class than our counterparts. So I would never talk to a woman that think that I'm lower class than anybody. And I feel no type of way about it. I'm not mad. I don't never argue to be in spaces where I'm not respected. I don't. I just leave. It ain't nothing to argue about. You're bad. You know? You're bad. You'll understand later. Just stupid for no reason. Get your dumb ass out the way. Now you want to get over. Yeah. Malika Andrews is just like Stephen A. Smith. They're not going to talk about these white men in powerful positions. They're not going to do that. And if I owned the media, and I wouldn't let nobody talk about black men like that either. I'd be like, oh, hey, oh, suppress that story. Don't, no, hell no. Hell no, don't do that. That's my brother. And they damn sure they gonna let you talk about them J people like that. She know her place. She know her place is to report on the news and make it seem like it's unbiased. And you notice how they always talk about, oh, black men are always crying. Black men always crying. No, black men are always talked about. We always talked about. We're not crying. We telling the goddamn truth. Y'all always meddling in black men business. White men talk about us. Women talk about us. If we talk too much about black women, they're going to say, why y'all meddling in women business? But Malika Andrews, she can bring up any and everything about a man. And nobody ain't supposed to say, shut up. Unless it's me. And then I got to be called crazy because I feel like she should shut up. Yeah, I'm supposed to be crazy for saying that. It's weird, man. Down is up and up is down. You want to act like you like black people. Well, she don't even act like she like black people. Just snooty, snarky, and disrespectful and condescending. Can't stand those types. You know better than anybody. She report on anything surrounding a black man, she report on it. Ime Udoka cheated on his wife. That's between him, God, and his wife. But let Malika Andrews tell it. Oh, he should have been fired. He shouldn't have a job. Oh, she had a whole lot to say. She had a whole lot to say. But y'all got to think about why she has a lot to say. It's called programming. She works for a network. They have a program scheduled things to talk about. And black men, you get put on the program every day. I was put on ESPN's program. Every draft. Now they don't want to talk about me so much. But yeah, I was put on their program till I put myself on the ban list. Well, I ain't on the ban list. A lot of people think I'm on the ban list. I'm on the do not with list. When they hear my name, hey, don't f that boy. Don't even say nothing about him. Leave that boy alone. And I like it like that. They got a designated nigga to talk to me. But let's get into this wombat and why she get paid. She gets paid to do the same thing that Stephen A. and the rest of these bozos do. We would like a little grace and reasoning as well. The same way you get a white guy. But you guys don't do that. You get on TV and you stick to the script. Anytime a black man do any goddamn thing, they could be the same mistake as anybody else, and you're going to report on it in a different way than you do the white man. And we know this. I don't know why we can't point it out without somebody saying that you're crying, because we got too much video evidence. It's on video now. Everything is on video, and people are real good at putting together clips. And year after year, it's the same thing. It's white men making mistakes. It's black men making mistakes. But the way that you guys report on the very same mistakes is way different. And it affects a person's bottom line. It affects their marketability. It affects how long the stories stay in the news cycle. So just to say that someone is crying because they point out the fact that you guys are full of shit with the way that you report on news stories, then just keep saying we crying. I don't give a damn. I'm still going to point out the fact that there's a big difference in the way that you report the same behavior.
Is not known for being fair or even really nice to black men. And she is of mixed race. I believe she is black and half Jewish, or black and half white. But everybody knows what Malika Andrews does. She comes hard on black men while typically having not much to say about white men doing the same thing. And she is a staunch feminist, which makes it even worse. She's had some level of fallouts with people like Jalen Rose. Her and Stephen A. Smith will go at it before, but also just trying to do anything she can to bring a black man down. Now, first, I want to start with the whole situation with Ime Udoka, okay? When Ime Udoka got in his situation as the head of the Boston Celtics organization, there was a lady that worked there, Kathleen Nemo Lynch, okay? And this is a lady that he was having this affair with. And so when Ime Udoka went down, it was, largely his fault, which we all understand. But people started to bring out the photos of this lady, in which this rumor is pretty much true. She never denied it. She was, of course, married also. And so when it happened that she was brought out and held accountable to her actions by the public as well, this is what Malika Andrews had to say.
Rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You can see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this. And I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. That was purely speculation. And so to me, that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more. And short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had to operate within for everybody involved. And I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
So that's the first thing. Why are we not protecting women? And that's the most important. Women should not be pretty much held accountable for what they're doing. Then Mr. Ime Udoka, he's fired. He's let go. Actually, he's suspended for a year, then let go, goes to the Rockets. Now, in that year in which he's suspended, Joe Mazzulla, the assistant coach, takes over. In the first year, Joe Mazzulla wins the NBA Finals. They become champs. But before he took over, what did Malika Andrews say about him?
Mazzulla was arrested twice at West Virginia, once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault, and then again in 2009 for domestic battery after an incident at Morgantown Bar. He paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines. So, Woj, why are the Celtics choosing him as their next head coach?
Now, she just brings up all of his criminal past, which is not important. You have other people that have fights and all this stuff, non-black players, and this is never brought to an account. It's the same thing that happened with NBA player Brandon Miller. There was somebody on his team at the University of Alabama that committed a murder. He had nothing to do with the murder. She brought that up in the NBA draft. I believe this was the 2000.
Now, can anybody tell me, what does any of that stuff she said had anything to do with this guy's coaching ability? If he was already, I think the guy was already on the assistant staff. So he's already hired there. And so they already probably knew this and vetted this and forgave him for it, because we live in a society of forgiveness, right? And him doing something when he was younger and immature don't have nothing to do with the mature man that he is today. But ESPN had it in their program because, Kwame Brown is just crying. Because I kept saying years ago, this ain't just about Kwame Brown. Y'all making it about an NBA player and his basketball career. It ain't about that. It's about the imagery. Basketball ain't all life is about. I'm right now an entrepreneur. But they label you before you leave with a label that leaves with you. Ime Udoka is going to be labeled. Good thing he's a great coach. But when he leaves his coaching career, let's just say he didn't get hired again. They ruined this man's reputation. He wasn't able to make the same mistakes as most men, repent and bounce back from it. You run this man's name all over the news media, act like he's the worst scum of the earth, when your daddy probably cheated. Oh, that's right. I don't think she know who her daddy is or whatever. Not to pick on her. I think she grew up with other people's parents or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's why she's so hateful towards black men. We got to find out, why don't she like black men? Because she always got something negative to say. And all y'all black men is gawking over her because she light skinned with curly hair. Ooh, Malika Andrews, she fine. She ugly as hell to me. She don't know how to protect black men. I like that girl from the hood that understands she got black brothers. She understands the pressure of what it is to be black. She understands that sometimes you could be minding your motherfucking business and some officer could just pull up on you and talk about, you know what? Pull over right here. And then you ask a simple question. Why? Hey, don't give me no lip. I'm not giving you no lip. I'm just asking you why. That's my right. Hey, you want to be a smart ass, huh? I want to be a smart ass. I'm just asking you why you stopping me. Because I'm investigating a crime. Okay, well, what that got to do with me? You fit the description. Okay, well, what the person look like? 6'11", dark skin, dreads. Yeah, black pants, black hat, black shirt. Same thing you got on. Oh, really? Okay, well, who said that then? Don't worry about that. Let me see. Where you been going? Where you coming from? Where your ID at? This ain't Nazi Germany. Have you ever suspected me of a crime? Oh, you gonna make this shit difficult, huh? I'm gonna make it difficult, sir. I'm just reciting the law. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna beat your ass. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Pow, pow. You can be talking regular, logical shit. And somehow you being an irritant and a smart ass. I ain't never seen a blue-eyed, blonde-haired white boy walking up any road that fit any description on any crime that they just reported. Because remember, back in the day, white folks used to call in crimes that white people did and said black people did it. So let's not pretend. I done been pulled over for walking through a neighborhood and I didn't have nothing to do with nothing. But I had to answer every goddamn question. I had to have 45 minutes of my time interrupted. And I had to stay calm while being with for no reason. And it's those encounters that pisses you off. It's those encounters that you know that, hey, my blonde-haired, blue-eyed friend ain't never been asked what you doing over here. He ain't never been asked these questions because he is expected to be in any neighborhood he feel like it. He's blonde-haired and blue-eyed. When they're seeing in nice neighborhoods, it's not a shocker. They never been told, how you get this car? You ain't got this car. I still have to explain, when I had my Rolls Royce and I wasn't in the league, I had to explain that, hey, man, I used to play basketball. How'd you get a Rolls Royce? I used to play basketball. Professionally? Yes, sir. I thought we was talking about how I got a Rolls Royce. I didn't play at the rec league, mother trucker. They paid me to play a game, sir. I don't think as many blue-eyed, blonde-haired men, when they get pulled over, they ask how you got this car. I don't think there's many Indian men that when they get pulled over in a Rolls Royce, they ask, how did you get this car? Do you sell drugs? I don't think they ask that. And my skin color and my skin color alone, they ask me certain questions. How you live in this neighborhood? When I lived in Windermere, how the hell you get over here? How did I get over here? I have to explain to them how I got my money. I didn't sell dope. I used to play basketball. And they'll let me get a pass sometime. Now I have the luxury of saying I'm an entrepreneur. The greatest thing on earth. So you got to get a woman that understands that. You got to get a woman that understands that it's just different for a black man. All that we crying BS. You don't know what it's like to walk in this skin. Shut the hell up. If you don't know what it's like to be talked to when you want to mind your business, shut the hell up. You'll never be asked the questions I'll be asked. Aiden Ross will never be asked the questions that I'm asked just for having a nice vehicle. Yeah, Aiden Ross ain't gonna never get asked those questions.